Before today's video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest videos. If you want to see a case or topic covered by Paranormally Listed, then go to criminallylisted.com and fill out the questionnaire under the Suggest a Case tab. Number 3. The Min Lights. Bellea is an outback town in Queensland, Australia. In the town, there is a sign that reads, "For the next 120 kilometers, you are in the land of the Min Light." The unsolved modern mystery is a light that at times follows travelers for long distances. It has been approached but never identified, erected by the Bellea Shire Council in the interest of tourism. The name Min comes from the hotel, the Min, that was between Bellea and another outback town, Winton. The hotel burned down in 1918. The Min Lights have been called other names, including Paddy's Lanterns, Jack-o'-lantern, and Will-o'-the-Wisp. For simplicity's sake, we'll call them the Min Lights. The Min Lights have been described as floating and moving orbs of light. They glow, and sometimes they even follow people. People have reported seeing different colored lights, including blue, white, and yellow. They are mostly found above the horizon. Supposedly, they are awe-inspiring, and people have cried at the sight of them. The first recorded sighting of mysterious lights in the Australian outback is in Thomas Horton James' 1838 book, 6 Months in South Australia. However, he wrote that the lights were in Victoria, which is about 1,500 miles from Bellea. So it's unknown if they are the same lights, but here's what James wrote. A group of explorers were camped in the Ovens River region of eastern Victoria when they saw a fire a little way off. Some of them rode off to investigate, but it was about 3 hours before they returned, and they had neither seen fire, bush rangers, nor travelers. They rode boldly up to the spot where the fire, as they thought, was burning, but was as far off as when they started. In short, it turned out to be an ignis fatuus or jack-o'-lantern, and kept them upwards of an hour trotting on in the vain pursuit, until some sudden flickering and paleness it confirmed them in its unsubstantial nature, and they returned rather mortified to bed. Other places where the lights have been discussed include Mavis Clark's 1967 young adult novel, The Min, and her 2004 autobiography, Trust the Dream. Filmmaker Jub Clark directed a short film called Min Light in 2015. The short film is about Clark's encounters with the lights. Clark said when she first saw the lights, they came right to her. She said she likes to think there's more to life than that what we think. While they are recorded in books and films, many people have discussed seeing the lights over the years. For example, shortly after the fire that destroyed the hotel, a stockman said that a mysterious light followed him as he traveled towards Bellea. Another account comes from a ranger in the Balangara Indigenous Protected Area. The ranger, James Birch, said he grew up hearing about the lights and was told by elders in the community that the lights were spirits of people looking after the country. He said one time, when he and his passengers were driving home after some fishing, they saw the lights. They became so entranced with the lights that it took them some time to realize they were driving in the wrong direction. The Min Lights have been so fascinating to the public that many tourists travel to the Bellea region just for the chance to see the lights. So, what are the lights? Indigenous Australians have stories about the lights dating back to before European colonization. The lights were believed to have been ancestors that were meant to guide people. They also said that if the lights touch you, they will take you away. Another theory, which is much more modern, is that the lights are part of a UFO. For example, it could be something like headlights. Others think that they are bioluminescent bugs or fireflies. Some wonder if the lights are the result of gas. Jack Pettigrew, a professor in polymath and neuroscience, has his own theory. He argued that the lights are so far away that they are most likely fire or bright headlights. He said that cold air can alter how light functions. He said on the horizon, when there is a layer of cold air, light can be caught in the cold air. He did an experiment in which he took his truck and drove 10 kilometers from the campsite. He then pointed the headlights in the direction of the campsite. People at the campsite saw the lights on the horizon, and they looked very similar to the Min lights. The lights even changed colors from orange and red to yellow and green. He said the lights also floated above the horizon. Whatever the lights are, they have certainly captured people's imagination. But if you believe the old indigenous belief, you better make sure that the lights don't capture you. Number 2. The Marfa Lights. Next, we're heading to Marfa, Texas, where we can find the Marfa Lights, which are also called the Marfa Mystery Lights. The first account of the Marfa Lights was in 1883. Robert Reed Ellison, a cowhand, said he saw the lights in the distance. He thought that the lights were a campfire. The next day he ventured out in the direction where he saw the lights to investigate. He couldn't find any evidence of a fire. Other people told Ellison they saw the lights too, but no one determined the source of the lights. Decades later, during World War II, the lights also mesmerized and confused pilots from Midland Army Airfield. Like the Min lights, the Marfa lights are a variety of colors. They can be red, blue, or even pink and yellow. They're seen at night, and they've been reported to be around the size of a basketball. They're seen above the horizon. One thing that makes them very unusual is that they appear in an area where no one lives and where the terrain is difficult to travel. So it's unlikely that a person is making the lights appear. Of course, there are many theories about what these lights could be. Much like the Min lights, some wonder if the Marfa lights are also the result of headlights or campfires. But as we just said, they appear in a place where no one lives and the terrain is tough to traverse. The UFO theory has also been put out as well. 2 studies were conducted regarding the lights. One was conducted in 2004 by the University of Texas at Dallas, and then Texas State University conducted one in 2008. Both concluded that the lights were likely the result of headlights on cars driving on nearby Highway 67. They also concluded that the lights could be coming from small fires. Professor Carl David Stephen from Texas State University said, "When car headlights are seen through 15 miles or so of West Texas air that is unevenly heated by the ground, the light rays are bent and scattered slightly so that the headlights are fuzzy and wavering even when viewed through a telescope. Is the same reason that stars twinkle." But Stephen also said the real Marfa lights are not headlights. This may sound confusing, but what he means is that the lights most people see are headlights or fires. However, there is possibly another unexplained light phenomenon in the area. Notably, people see the lights when they are looking in the opposite direction of the highway. Also, it's rare to see the lights. On average, they are only seen about 24 days a year. Another problem is that the first sighting of the lights were in 1883, long before cars were driving on the highway in the area. Another theory is that the lights are an optical illusion called superior mirage or fata morgana. The illusion is hard to explain, but it happens when warm air is on top of cool air. It is mostly seen on water, but can be seen on land as well. An example is seeing a boat in the distance and it looks inverted, or it looks like it's flying above the water. Superior mirage is also a possible explanation for the Marfa lights because the climate in West Texas is exactly what is needed to create the illusion. There's also a theory that swamp gas made of phosphine and methane will sometimes ignite when it comes into contact with oxygen. This happens in marshes and swamps. While there are no marshes or swamps in the area, reserves of oil and other ingredients could be responsible for swamp gas without the swamp. Finally, James Bunnell, a retired aerospace engineer, argues that the lights are the result of a piezoelectric charge, which occurs when pressure is applied to minerals or crystals. Regardless of their cause, you may be in luck if you're interested in seeing the lights. Every year in Marfa, there's a lights festival. Number 1. The Longdendale Lights. Our final destination is the Longdendale Valley in the Peak District in northern England. This is where we find the Longdendale Lights. The Longdendale Valley is between the Shining Clough and the Beeclough Peaks. The Longdendale Lights, also known as the Devil's Bonfires, have been seen for centuries. The lights sometimes appear as a single light or a group of lights. They move and are different colors. The lights are not only mysterious, but they have been very confusing for people. At times the lights look like flashlights carried by hikers. There have been occasions when people see the lights and are worried that hikers are lost. Rescue teams are even sent out searching for them, only to find no one hiking. Other theories have been posited that the lights are the work of witchcraft. Some believe they are omens predicting something terrible, even death. Of course, like other lights in this video, people think it's UFOs. Theoretically, UFOs would make sense because the mysterious lights we've covered have been on 3 different continents. Another belief is that the Longdendale Lights are the result of fire from torches of ghosts of Roman soldiers. Supposedly, they appear on the first full moon in spring. Beyond the paranormal explanations, there are the other explanations we discussed in the previous 2 entries, headlights or campfires. Another explanation is that it's light from houses. Or because Manchester Airport is nearby, there is speculation they're lights from airplanes. Finally, some think the lights are flashlights from gamekeepers hunting foxes in the area. Arthur Paul Devereux has searched the Longdendale Lights and has written 2 books on them. He believes the lights result from geological faults in mineral deposits. He stated in Derbyshire there are numerous geological faults, mineral deposits, reservoirs, and the weight of water on underground cracks like geological faults can cause the movement of the earth, which could generate the sort of electrical magnetic forces that could produce the lights. The only problem with this theory is that the lights aren't seen close to the ground. They're seen floating several feet off the ground. Regardless of how they're produced and where they come from, many people have experienced seeing them. One such incident was on February 14, 1995, when Laverne Marshall was driving on Snake Pass, a road in the area, with her daughter and grandchild. They saw balls of light in front of the car, and the lights followed them. It seemed that the lights were moving all around the vehicle. She said the lights disappeared when they arrived in an area with more street lights lighting their way. There's no explanation as to what they were, why they appeared, or even why they disappeared. Sean Wood lives in the area where the lights are seen. He lives near the road where Laverne and her family encountered the lights. He said he's seen the lights dozens of times since the 1980s. One time it was a dark night and he thought someone was shining a flashlight through his front window. But he saw that the light was different from a flashlight's. He called it a chilly moonlight glow. He went outside to investigate the source of the lights and saw a large pulsing ball above his home. Other reports of people seeing the lights occurred in the 1940s, specifically during World War II. People explained the lights away at the time, thinking the lights were simply due to military activity. Ultimately, whatever these lights are, they've captured people's imagination. While some scientific explanations may provide answers, they never seem to fully encompass all the magic that the lights present. If you ever encounter these lights, or have in the past, let us know which explanation makes the most sense to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. If you did find it interesting, please make sure you subscribe. We'll have a new video about the paranormal every week. If you just discovered this channel, please make sure you check out our other channel, Criminally Listed. We have over 325 videos featuring bizarre but true crime stories. You can find it at youtube.com/criminallylisted. We also have a podcast about cold cases that were eventually solved called Criminally Listed Presents Into the Killing. You can find it on Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you find great podcasts. But that's all for today. Thanks again for watching.